Hey, coffee connoisseurs. Today I'm going to be reviewing Spiced Vanilla Bean by Boca Java. Traditionally, spiced vanilla bean is vanilla and cinnamon, and according to the label on the bag, vanilla and cinnamon. I've gotten a little bit better at ripping open the top of these bags. Thank goodness for that. And I can already smell this. This already smells amazing. Definitely getting a very pleasant and yet mild scent of vanilla with a tiny hint of a cinnamon, right? You would expect cinnamon to have a stronger scent to it, but it is pleasantly mild. Honestly, the combination of these scents with the coffee actually almost reminds me of a liqueur. And that's actually really kind of cool. Very pleasant. I would love a candle that smells like this. This would be awesome. But what do you say we get this brewing and we get it tried? While I wait for the coffee to brew, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about Boca Java. They've got an amazing website where they even offer different educational articles about coffee, including the levels of different roasts. On their website, they offer a wide variety of coffee, both traditional and flavored, as well as teas and cocos. The owners at Boca Java believe that if you're going to pay for gourmet coffee, each sip should be phenomenal. They state that most coffee on grocery store shelves is stale, and that's something that I would typically agree with. This is why Boca Java is one of my preferred companies. I've really never had a bad bag of coffee. Even if the bag of coffee that I ordered wasn't necessarily up my alley and I was just trying it, it was still amazing quality. And they have some of the coolest bags that I have ever seen, always featuring some kind of beautiful artwork. And because I like their coffee so much, I keep bringing it back on the channel. If you would like to check out Boca Java's website, I will have it linked in the description of this video. It's a really cool website, very educational, lots of awesome information. Highly recommend you check it out, even if you're not going to order any coffee. So a shout out and thank you to Boca Java for putting the time and effort into caring about quality. It definitely shows, in my opinion. So I'm back and I finally have a cup of this coffee in front of me. And I just want to say that when I went out to my kitchen, there was a very mild and yet pleasant aroma of this coffee. It wasn't as strong as it was in the bag, but I wanted to just touch base and say that I definitely could smell it in the air as it was brewing and it smelled wonderful. And a quick shout out to my mom for getting me this mug for my birthday. Thank you very much. I love the mug. I love you. It's awesome. So, just being able to smell this coffee in my mug, I'm getting more of a cinnamon scent, which is interesting to me because in the bag, the vanilla scent was more predominant. So, it's interesting to me that I'm getting more of the cinnamon through the brew. But, coffee crew, I think it's about time that we taste this. Cheers. Interesting. So initially, I get a fairly decent coffee taste, right? And then what ends up taking over the coffee taste is the taste of cinnamon, but like an unsweetened cinnamon. If you've ever just tasted a little bit of cinnamon, maybe you're making some cinnamon toast and you get a little bit of cinnamon and you lick it. That's what it's tasting like right now. Here's what I think is going to happen. While this is very good on its own, and by all means I would be more than content to drink it as is, I speculate that once I put a little bit of sugar in it, it's really going to make the vanilla pop, but it's going to taste like the sweetened cinnamon flavor that we all know and probably love. I would also like to note that there is very little bitterness to this coffee, even unsweetened. There's very little acidity to it. I mean, a hint, a hint, but if you're a coffee drinker, you already expect that there's going to be a little bit of bitterness in the coffee. And that just ever so faint hint of bitterness really does not take away from this coffee. I enjoy it, actually. I stand by what I said when I say that I'm perfectly content to drink this coffee as is, but it's also piqued my curiosity. So, what do you say we go sweeten it? All right, so I've put some sweetener in this coffee and I'm super excited to try it. Let's go. Wow. So, it sort of did what I expected, but it sort of didn't. First and foremost, I'm noticing that this coffee is even more smooth than it was black. Like all of the acidity that was there, it's gone. It's completely gone. There's no bitterness. I'm still getting a very faint cinnamon flavor. It is definitely sweetened, and I'm noticing a very subtle vanilla on my breath after I swallow. I say that because while I do like vanilla, I don't really care for strong vanilla. And this is done right. This is still a cup of coffee. This doesn't taste like drinking a dessert. And while it is a very pleasant flavor, I applaud the fact that it still tastes like coffee. Off camera, I actually just took a pretty big sip and I held it, kind of like you would hold a fine wine in your mouth during a wine tasting. The longer I held this coffee, the more I tasted the vanilla. The more I tasted the vanilla, it still stayed subtle. It just kind of came to my palate, which is awesome. Right now, for me, I would honestly say that between black with no sugar and a little bit of sugar or sweetener, it's a tie for me. I prefer it both ways. This is a great cup of coffee. But now my curiosity is piqued even more, and let's go throw a little bit of milk in it just to see what happens. All right, so I've put a little bit of milk in this coffee. I don't have any creamer on hand still. Cheers, everyone. I'm really curious to see what this does. All right, so adding a little bit of milk, a little bit of creamer to this coffee, while I can't necessarily say that it drastically changed the flavor, it changed the dynamic. Upon my first sip, I'm getting more of a vanilla flavor, and then once I swallow, I'm getting a cinnamon after flavor on my breath that's hitting my palate. And that's awesome. This is just as good as it was in the prior two ways that we've tried this. All in all, I would say that this is a very good cup of coffee. This is an awesome coffee. Across the board, it was delicious. The dynamic changed depending on how you do it. And honestly, if you're a fan of flavored creamers, this would be a really cool coffee to experiment with. I could honestly see like a chocolate creamer adding to this coffee instead of taking away from it and completely changing the dynamic of it. Would be awesome. The one thing that I would like to mention is once you put a little bit of milk or creamer in it, it definitely enhances the sweetness. So while I had said that just sweetener or sugar doesn't necessarily make it feel like a dessert, the creamer still doesn't, but we're kind of getting there. So if you like your coffee really sweet, I definitely recommend this coffee with a little bit of sweetener, some sugar, some creamer would be excellent for you. All in all, I have to say congratulations and kudos to Boca Java. Awesome coffee. Again, thank you for putting the time and effort into the quality. But coffee connoisseurs, I think that's all the time that I have for coffee reviews today. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it and I appreciate you. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, coffee connoisseurs. If you're a favor, if you're a favor, don't bing at me. On their website, they offer a wide variety of varied. I'm tired. I need to take a nap or drink coffee. I feel like I just look tired. I don't even know why I'm so tired. Like, I need some caffeine. And what's probably going to happen is I'm going to drink a cup of coffee and then go take a nap because make that make sense. Friends are like the coffee break in the business of life. And thank you all for being my friends and my coffee break. Really wish my coffee maker wasn't so slow. I could really use a cup of coffee right now. Cool down. So I'm back and I finally have a cup of coffee in front of me, which is great because apparently I actually really need this today. And a quick shout out to my mom for this that I don't even know what I was trying to say. I just want to drink my bean juice, go snuggle Zelda, and go nappies. It just occurred to me that as of the day that I'm recording this video, I actually have a D&D campaign that I'm playing, and I'm playing a gunslinger named Jetu Holiday, like Doc Holiday, but every time I defeat a monster, I get to say nothing beats a Jetu Holiday, and yeah, I'm gonna go take a nap so I can bring that kind of energy to the game. Peace out, coffee connoisseurs.